my gosh, I love SMG4 videos, man. They're just funny.
Yeah, they always deliver, especially the older stuff.
Oh yeah, the older stuff was. I mean, I'm not gonna like nostalgia, like just nostalgia pander and say the old stuff was always great because it wasn't always great.
Right. I mean, the past isn't always the best.
Right.
It
I think
was always good.
Yeah, I think there was a time when it was better than the other times, like right near the middle.
Yeah.
But like, you know, that always happens. There's always just like someone that just has a hot streak of really, really good, inspired ideas.
Right, like when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, the entire Waking the Dragons arc is better than the Battle City arc, but the Battle City arc has some pretty banger episodes like Crowd Atlas and versus Melvin and stuff like that.
Yeah, and also it's very quotable.
Extremely quotable. I, Orphan, get told I'm a better duelist than you.
You were amazing. Like, legit, they were so unbelievably good. Oh man, hold on, how did that go? Looks like you should have adopted a new strategy, Kaiba.
Did you just?
Losing that card must have felt like abandoning your own child. Then, of course, you must know how that feels.
Stop that.
You know, I often get told I'm a better duelist than you.
Say that I'm adopted one more time. See what happens.
You're right, I shouldn't make fun of you. After all, your daddy must be very proud of you.
Don't you even...
Whoever that is.
That doesn't... I activate this card.
I activate this card.
Well, I activate this card.
I activate this card.
Well, I activate this.
I activate this.
In the middle of the background, so many people fight on me. Jokes on them. I'm gonna kill them both. My treat.
Yeah, that's right. No, Melvin says, "Geez, everywhere I go, people are always fighting over who gets to be murdered by me. Joke's on these guys. I'm gonna kill them both. My treat."
The entire episode
I
is
activate
just
this.
bangers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I activate this.
I activate your mama.
Well, I activate... What?
You heard me, Kaiba. Your mama. I activated her. Yes, you can stop searching. It turns out after all these years, I'm your daddy. It keeps going, though. It keeps going.
It does keep going. It never stops, and I never want it to stop.
Yes. Yeah, that does it. Well, I'm going to be the first to introduce you to my very own Egyptian god. Too late, I'm summoning mine.
What? No. You can't summon your god card. You can't be summoning your god card before mine.
Bitch, I might be.
Too late, Moto. You stomped for so long. Now face the wrath of my Obelisk the Tormentor. Oh my various gods.
You know what's the funny thing? When little Karibo says I activate Card of Sanctity, it actually, yeah, he does do that in the actual anime, but he doesn't do, like, they don't fight and blow one another up until like much later.
Yeah, they do that, but just to get the story out of the way so we can get to the next joke. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, of course, the actual 4Kids dialogue. Oh! Oh!
I remember hearing a little...
Wait, no.
Yeah, go on.
Oh no, but I gotta do the Shizu line first. It would seem that the Pharaoh and Kaiba's duel is damaging the fabric of space and time. If only I could be there to see such a battle of wits. Oh!
Ah!
Oh!
And then the gods died.
It was just, oh my gosh! It's not the fact that he's screaming; it's the fact that he's singing while screaming.
Right? There's always an extra joke to the joke.
I know. Oh my gosh, Martin is just so funny.
I mean, I know how his editing process works, at least in the early days, due to a freaking interview we had at one of the Comic-Cons. It's just like, so I thought I'd do this Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge series with all the scenes that didn't involve the dueling. So that left me with about 3 minutes of footage.
Oh my gosh.
And that's why the early episodes are so fucking short.
Yeah, because he was like trying his best to avoid using actual dueling.
And then it works.
Yeah, surprisingly they do work when they just like avoid the duels.
And they just, if they had the duels, and it's right to be like, okay, and we're dueling, and here's my final attack. GG.
Right. Or like they'll have actual funny banter during the actual duel.
Right.
Yeah, like with the Beck duel test.
Yeah. I summon Dragon Lady in attack mode.
What? Dragon Lady? Nolan, hold my calls. Oh wait, the emphasis is on the lady and not the dragon. You know what? I could still F to this.
And them explaining card effects is an actual thing from the show, but it's just funnier to break it down.
Yeah, you know, I actually suggested we start doing that in Doke. So like the Five Nights at Freddy's video that we made, it drops in like 4 hours from now from recording this.
Yeah.
And I changed the words of all cards to be references to Five Nights at Freddy's.
When this card's activated, you gain 87 attack points.
Oh, I should have said 87. Actually, we did have 87 at some point, or like in the opening scene, but there was just too much mic like bleeding. We had to re-record it, and the person before wasn't able to be there, so I just kind of had to improvise. I just kind of had to improv a new scene in.
Yeah, well, unfortunately that happens sometimes, but you gotta work with what you get.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll put it in a bloopers reel or something like that.
Probably.
Yeah, because like, so the joke I said was, you know, I remember it happened all back in 1987, and then Bonnie says, I thought it was 83.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, no, I did my best to sprinkle references in. Like, well, I mean, to be fair, by the time anyone else sees this, they're probably not gonna. They probably have already seen the actual video.
Yeah.
So like, I included a line like, because my opponent had summoned 2 relinquished. So I say, I activate my trap, retcon.
Now there's only one. If you have
2 eye colors of the same type on the field, I can do weird stuff to the lore.
I activate because counting the toes.
No, there was nothing regarding toes because I was playing Yosenju's.
Oh, okay.
But I did call them furry with a sword 1, 2, and 3.
Oh my god, you're playing Yusenju and you have an eyes thing, which means that would make sense because it's Shingo versus Yuya.
Yeah.
There's a deeper joke in there.
Yep. There's I like, hey, like I said, I'm detailed.
Yeah.
And then there was of course, I also had included furry with a sombrero.
So many furries.
Yep. So I kind of I don't think we've ever actually heard FNAF 1 Freddy talk, right? He just goes arr, 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 arr.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And well, so for the actual video, I kind of just went with that sort of a voice. I mean, I know I sound kind of like Patrick at this point, but I'm kind of like trying to get it away from that, you know?
I mean, if you don't do reference to the horror, you gotta reference the freaking Living Tombstone song, so it works out either way.
Oh, I actually did the R thing.
Well, yeah, but of course you gotta reference. Yeah.
I made my own original song with it, but you're gonna see that. You're gonna see that.
Oh god, I might just skip ahead when I do my reactions to it and just get to the most recent stuff, and then maybe throw in a freaking. I'll think about what I'm doing, and that's it. Go.
Yeah, you're gonna no, don't worry. There's like an opening scene where like we do stuff. So like yeah, don't worry about it. It's not gonna be like all duel. I'm trying to encourage them to like back away from the duels because like nobody really is there for the duels.
Hero and Duelist of all Kingdoms. I was gonna be like, that's a bit question, but there's like, then I just remember we just talked about Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge. Be like, no one's there for the duels.
Yeah, legitimately. The reason that Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge blew up so much is because hey, he cut out the least interesting part, the duels. They're boring. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. Dueling itself is fun. Watching other people duel is not that fun for most people.
Yeah.
And if you want to blow your audience up, you gotta have, you know, less dueling.
I mean, Go Rush figured that out. Let's have an episode where they're all cats. Oh, and they duel. No one was there for the cat dueling. I mean, they were, but for different reasons than the actual dueling itself. They were just there to see a cat duel, if that makes sense.
Right. Okay. And admittedly, the only card that they summoned the entire duel was Strange Cat.
Yeah, because the only cat they had an entire eyes card, cat archetype, and they just went with Strange Cat deck.
Right. Which you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It was funny.
It's a joke anyway, so I as well. And Yuga still loses.
Yuga always loses. He can't win duels. He's terrible.
The worst protagonist in terms of duel records.
Which sucks because he's a really, really nice guy. He's a genuinely nice guy.
And that is why
he's wholesome.
Fail.
Yeah, he's wholesome and he's sweet. He's like always happy, wholesome and sweet. Kind of like he's kind of like N in a way, but like just more confident about himself.
Yeah.
And that is why you fail.
Right. You're trying to be a nice guy.
Like,
you see how that ended for N?
Yeah. Although to be fair, Luke is also a pretty good character as well. Like he's a very fun best friend character.
He's what you think the protagonist would be. Hell, the manga made him the protagonist.
Yeah, which is funny.
Shame they never got translated.
It never did, but we don't mind.
I don't mind too much, but it's also like, damn.
But also, I hate Luke's voice in the dub.
You hate everything about the dub.
Yeah, mostly because it was made by Disney. Those pricks.